the vast blue sky, the roar of jet engines thundered. A massive aircraft, the B-52 Stratofortress strategic bomber, sliced through the air at high speed, ready to carry out its critical mission. The B-52 pilots, wearing helmets and tightly secured oxygen masks, sat calmly in a cockpit filled with advanced instruments. Full concentration was crucial as they steered the 180-ton aircraft across the skies. This was no ordinary flight. They were conducting a combat training scenario, including high-speed maneuvers and precision bomb drops over designated target zones. Under the command of Global Strike Command, the B-52 pilots pushed the throttles to the maximum, accelerating the aircraft to its operational limits. At a bustling airbase, B-52 Stratofortress ground crews moved swiftly under the blazing sun. Today was a critical day as they were tasked with loading heavy bombs onto the legendary U.S. Air Force bomber. The rumble of bomb transport vehicles filled the air. These specialized trucks carried massive bombs ready to be mounted onto the B-52s lined up on the tarmac. Weapons loaders, wearing full work uniforms, protective helmets, and safety gear, worked with high precision to ensure each bomb was securely installed. Loading bombs onto a B-52 requires tight coordination. Some crew members operated the bomb lifts, while others managed the positioning and securing of bombs onto the aircraft's weapon racks. The B-52 is capable of carrying various types of ordnance, from conventional bombs and guided munitions to nuclear weapons. On this occasion, the crew loaded conventional bombs for a large-scale training exercise. Every bomb had to pass through a rigorous inspection process. Ammunition technicians examined the physical condition, fuse integrity, and ensured there were no structural defects. Once deemed safe, the bombs were hoisted using mechanical equipment and carefully mounted onto designated points under the wings or inside the internal weapons bay. Communication among the crew was vital. They used hand signals and headsets to ensure every instruction was clearly understood. The job demanded both physical strength and extreme attention to detail. Every lock and latch was double-checked, as even the smallest mistake could be catastrophic once the aircraft was airborne. During the loading process, the crew leader's voice occasionally cut through the noise with reminders like "check the safety pins" or "confirm bomb codes" to keep procedures on track. Nearby, a safety inspector moved around, monitoring every step of the process. He carefully recorded any minor issues that could escalate into bigger problems. Beyond bombs, the crew also loaded flares, chaff, and other self-defense equipment to ensure the aircraft was fully mission-ready. Meanwhile, the pilots and other B-52 crew members were in mission briefings, fully trusting the ground crew to prepare their arsenal to perfection. Time kept ticking, and within hours, all the bombs were neatly loaded onto the aircraft. Every ordnance item was labeled and checked off against the loading manifest. Before the plane could taxi out, technicians conducted a final inspection to confirm that no components were loose, no installation errors occurred, and there were no explosive material leaks. The B-52 is renowned for its massive bomb-carrying capacity. In a single mission, it can rain down tons of bombs on targets from altitudes beyond enemy defenses. After completing the loading, the ground crew stepped back with pride. They understood that the success of the mission depended heavily on the accuracy and reliability of their work. As the B-52 engines roared to life, heavy vibrations shook the airfield. Ground personnel lined up, saluting the mighty aircraft as it prepared to fulfill its mission. Once the B-52 rolled down the runway and soared into the sky, heavy with its bomb load, the ground crew finally took a moment to rest, preparing for the next task ahead. In the world of military operations, B-52 weapons loaders are the unsung heroes. Through their hard work behind the scenes, the B-52 Stratofortress continues to symbolize American air power across the globe. In the vast blue sky, the roar of jet engines thundered as a massive aircraft. The B-52 Stratofortress strategic bomber sliced through the air at high speed, ready to carry out its critical mission. The B-52 pilots, wearing helmets and tightly secured oxygen masks, sat calmly in a cockpit filled with advanced instruments. Full concentration was crucial as they steered the 180-ton aircraft across the skies. This was no ordinary flight. They were conducting a combat training scenario, including high-speed maneuvers and precision bomb drops over designated target zones, under the command of Global Strike Command. The B-52 pilots pushed the throttles to the maximum, accelerating the aircraft to its operational limits. Although the B-52 is not the fastest aircraft in the world, under certain configurations, it can fly at over 650 kilometers per hour. fast enough to evade surface-to-air missile threats. Inside the cabin, intense communication buzzed among the crew. The pilot, co-pilot, navigator, and weapon system operator worked together in perfect harmony. Today's training target was a remote range where various dummy targets had been set up to simulate a full-scale airstrike. As the bomber entered the target zone, the automatic navigation systems began calculating the optimal bomb release trajectory. Every second mattered. The pilot adjusted the altitude and speed with high precision, ensuring that the bombs would hit their intended impact points accurately. At the designated moment, the bomb release command was given. From the belly of the aircraft, a series of smart bombs began dropping toward the Earth. On the control screens, the crew watched small icons representing the bombs descending one by one, following their pre-programmed paths. Loud explosions echoed from below, signaling that the bombs had struck their targets with impressive precision. After the release, the B-52 quickly banked into a sharp turn, accelerating out of the target area to avoid simulated retaliatory attacks. The pilot's skills in maintaining high speed during critical maneuvers were put to the ultimate test. There was no room for mistakes. Flying at altitudes above 10,000 meters, B-52 pilots had to maintain extraordinary situational awareness while managing engine power, fuel, and avionics systems. This exercise tested not just technical skills but also the mental resilience and physical stamina of the air crew. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress is an American long-range, subsonic, jet-powered strategic bomber. The B-52 was designed and built by Boeing, which has continued to provide support and upgrades. It has been operated by the United States Air Force, USAF, since the 1950s and by NASA for nearly 50 years. The bomber can carry up to 70,000 pounds, 32,000 kilograms of weapons, and has a typical combat range of around 8,800 miles, 14,200 kilometers, without aerial refueling. Beginning with the successful contract bid in June 1946, the B-52 design evolved from a straight-wing aircraft powered by 6 turboprop engines to the final prototype YB-52 with 8 turbojet engines and swept wings. The B-52 took its maiden flight in April 1952. The B-52 has been in service with the USAF since 1955 and NASA from 1959 to 2007. Built to carry nuclear weapons for Cold War-era deterrence missions, the B-52 Stratofortress replaced the Convair B-36 Peacemaker. Superior performance at high subsonic speeds and relatively low operating costs have kept them in service, despite the development of more advanced strategic bombers, such as the Match 2 Plus Convair B-58 Hustler, the canceled Match 3 North American XB-70 Valkyrie, the variable geometry Rockwell B-1 Lancer, and the stealth Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit. A veteran of several wars, the B-52 has dropped only conventional munitions in combat. The B-52's official name Stratofortress is rarely used. Informally, the aircraft has become commonly referred to as the BUF, Big Ugly Fat Fucker / Fella. There are 76 aircraft in inventory as of 2024, 58 operated by active forces, 2nd Bomb Wing and 5th Bomb Wing, 18 by Reserve Forces, 307 Bomb Wing, and about 12 in long-term storage at the Davis-Monthan AFB Boneyard. The bombers flew under the Strategic Air Command, SAC, until it was disestablished in 1992 and its aircraft absorbed into the Air Combat Command, ACC, in 2010. All B-52 Stratofortresses were transferred from the ACC to the new Air Force Global Strike Command, AFBSC. The B-52 completed 60 years of continuous service with its original operator in 2015, after being upgraded between 2013 and 2015. The last airplanes are expected to serve into the 2050s.